Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo Southern Vines. We are hanging out with our tapirs here in the lovely Mountain Zoo. We have I have a couple plans for what I want to get done today. So first off, we're going to be coming back here to the guest plaza to finish this building. I took a break from it and I came back, and it's really not as bad as what I thought it was when I was actually doing it. Sometimes you just gotta take a step back and come back. So we're gonna be finishing this up, and then we're gonna be adding a whole bunch of trees and foliage all around this. I might also take a look at what we could cover the exhibits in, but that's a maybe. I'm not sure if I want to do that, so we'll see. And I am also, the big thing is I'm gonna go through and fix all of these barriers where I didn't use the curved option, and I just have tried to make a curve with straight edges. So that is the main thing that I would like to get done today, because I just am really tired of looking like this. So let's get into it. I think the way that it's possible to do the curved is interesting. Like, I guess it makes sense, but I don't know. Like, I feel like there's definitely some of these options where you could have it be curved just on its own, but then again, maybe not. Maybe glass really is the way to do it. I'm not sure. Regardless of if it makes sense, I'm just very glad that I figured it out. Because I looked it up so many times, and I was like, how do you do that? And what everyone says is, to do it in glass first, and then to switch it over to what material you actually want it to be. But I could just never figure out how like the actual curving works. And then I think I was in I think it was when I was replaying the career zoos, right? Yeah, the career zoos, that I figured it out just by accident, and I was like, it's really not as hard as I thought. It's just a little odd, but that's okay. All right. So that is at least a curve instead of a bunch of straight lines pretending to be a curve. And there we go. So we've got a nice new fresh curved barrier for the anteaters. Put in some bins. Actually, real quick, before we move on to the next one, I want to change the color of this. I want all of them to have unique colors. We can hit play. So their habitat is very, very green. It's got some yellow and some orange. They're grayish, taupish, brownish. So I'm thinking let's have it kind of be a bit low key in this area, kind of like some brownish, maybe like a little bit more color in there. There we go. I don't know if that really fits, but we're gonna do it. And then this, I want to be orange. And that's kind of boring, isn't it? I kind of don't like that at all. So what if the brown color is actually like this lighter orangey, and then this one is more of the grayish. Oh, I mean, that's cool. Does that work? Does that make sense? I gotta pause that. Sometimes the guests just really, really get on my nerves. They just never stop talking. It's pretty, I don't know. I think it's annoying. I wish there was a setting where you could turn their volume down. You know, like I don't want the whole game volume to be lower. I just want the guests to just be just a little bit quieter, please. They're so loud. But that's okay. That's okay. All right. There we go. I think this coloring matches. I think it works. It works well. It works all right. It fits in more with the blue, and that's what we were going for. All right. Next up is the tapirs, because this is just. I just do not like that. Also, I don't like that I used full glass. I don't think that. I don't know. I think the windows within the wooden log barrier, I think that looks much, much better. So let's get going on this. Alright, so we have a nice smooth barrier right here. And again, for these guys, I think I'm gonna do... let's see, let's go with, again, an orangey color. Let's darken it down just a little bit, like right around there. And then this one is gonna be more in the yellow range, like I want it to be like a yellowish white, like maybe right about. I don't know, this is difficult. I don't know why it's so difficult. That one. We'll do that one. Alright, so I have gone through and changed the barriers around for all of the exhibits or habitats. Not the Galapagos tortoise, it just didn't really look like it needed it. I also went in and replaced all of our classic Planet Zoo trash cans with these nice New World ones, and I went through and specified, I guess, specific colors, unique colors. I went through and painted all of the donation bins unique colors based on what animals they were. So actually, if you come over here to the exhibit animals, they have a really, really fun and bright one. So that's great. But I was looking over here at the llama habitat, and I'm just going to pause the game so we don't lose any light. before I finish talking. And this corner right here, I do not like. So we are going to actually be getting rid of... I don't know if we'll be getting rid of all of it, but we will certainly be getting rid of it up until that point, at least. Definitely. So there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna build up the land and add in some rocks and all of that stuff to act as a barrier for the llamas, instead of having this actual like gabion wall like go all the way up and around and just look all funky. I mean, that's a pretty intense bit of land to have a fence going up and over when you could just make it a little bit wonkier and have it act as the barrier for you. So I'll be back in a minute once I've worked out how exactly I want to do that. Alright, everybody! Hello! We got a decent amount done. I think it looks much better. Just a little bit of terrain modification, a little bit of rocks. Alright, a lot of bit of rocks. But I think it ended up looking very nice. I am gonna go around on this side real quick and just put that in as a bit of rock just to make it look a little bit better, and we will sink a few rocks in on this side. The guests can't see it, it's not part of the habitat, but we know it's there, and we want as much of the zoo as possible looking snazzy and looking good. Rocks are great. I use so many of them, and that's just fantastic. There we go. Blend it in a bit more. And yeah, and let's make sure, since I did do a little bit of terrain painting, yep, they are still all good with that. All right, so I think, let me think. So we have all of the barriers all set up. I think the only thing left for us to do is to fix up this building, finish it real quick, and put some plants. So how we're going to do that, we're going to go into group edit mode, and as you can see, I was looking them up earlier. So this thing right here, the bamboo wall gable, we're going to get the same thing for this side and for this side, just so you can't see all the way through the roof. And then we are going to change the color of this to, I think I want to do kind of like a greenish, kind of like a greenish gray, kind of to match that bamboo door. Let's see what that looks like. It's frustrating that it stays highlighted when you're trying to do the color, because then you can't see what the actual color is because it's covered in this bluish, whitish highlight filter. Maybe we do. You know what? Hang on. I think. Yep, there we go. And then when you select all of them. Ooh, that's the color right there. Yep. I like that. Then we are going to flatten this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in here. There we go. Yep. We're going to flatten this little square back here, turn it into what's this? Light soil, and let's filter in a little bit of heavy soil just around there, because what we're going to do in this area is make a little gardening plot, I guess, you know, like an herb and vegetable plot. So we're gonna get these planters, and I would really like angle snap on once I get it lined up like that. All right, angle snap. Okay, so I think what would make the most sense is, I really wish that the medium ones were a little bit smaller, but we will make do with the small guys. Put one down there, and then I can just come in and control exit so that it duplicates it right into what's this called? Advanced edit, advanced move. All right. Now I can select both of these, turn off angle snap, and just make sure that we are fully lined up, which we are, and then do the same thing. So we'll have 3, and now that I think about it, what makes more sense is for them to be facing the other way, for them to be rotated like this, so that we can have a couple rows of them, and it can look like the person whose house this is, even though it is not a house, is able to walk in and tend to all of their herbs and veggies. I wonder, could we get 4? Yeah, let's do that. It's going to be a lot for us to fill, but that is all good. I love the plants. I love doing the plants in this game. There we go. So then we can just select all 4 of these guys. Control X again. And we can have one right. Let's take one all the way to the edge. And then we can figure out where that middle one needs to go, which I'm thinking is right about there. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, so that is a lot of plants. Ooh, and I bet I'm gonna get rid of those, and I bet there's some sort of like decorative like watering can or something that we can do. Let's see. Not in gardening, but maybe in construction? No, what if we do can? What does that give us? Okay, so there are a lot of different types of like vessels and stuff. But I don't think there's going to be a watering can specifically. Let me look around a little bit, see what I can find. So there doesn't look to be any watering cans, but we do have these like sacks, and we have coils of rope. So I think that this is what we're going to do. So let's expand this up. We also have a bunch of different, like I said earlier, like vases and jugs and stuff. So I think, and a lot of them are from the African theme, which I think is totally fine. I think it fits into this little backyard gardening theme. Oh, that says large and it's tiny. I think it fits just fine into this backyard gardening plot that we have. Ooh, angle snap off, please. Thank you. Just get some coils in here. Let's get a sack. And this I want to be leaning over. There we go. Maybe kind of like that too. I like that. Actually, that is resting very nicely up there. I'm in a wall. And then we need something that adds a little bit of color. So maybe finding another vase with some color in it. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, gold. That could work. We've got gold elsewhere in our decorative areas. It's a bit big. Oh, what about this one? That's big too. Wow. Okay. What's this? Big? Let's see. Ooh, a bucket. Yes. Okay. Let's have the bucket be kind of, let's have the bucket be over here. Be cool if you could fill that with water. And I'm not even gonna try, I know that we can't. What is this? That's a bell? There's so much stuff in here that, that I have never seen or like looked through. Like there's a lot to be found and a lot to work with. I love it. And let's see, just one more thing. I got rid of that rope just because, I don't know, just the coloring and the texture I don't care for too much. But there's got to be one more thing in here that we can use. Let's see, it's just about finding it. What are these? That's fun. What if we come back down here and get this other sack? Let's do that. Yeah, and then we can pretend that it's like bags of like fertilizer and all that. That's just really big. You know, it can be bags of fertilizer or just like the plants themselves. Actually, I bet we could put a bowl. Or is that all we need? We don't necessarily have to go overboard with all of it. Just move that right there. Scoot them all in a little bit. Oh, not that one. This one. Yeah, just scoot everything in a little bit so that it makes a little bit more sense. It's centered. And this one, we can rotate back this way and back like that. There we go. Okay, I think that looks all right. Yep, that is what we are gonna stick with. All right, so now I'm gonna go through and add in flowers, all of that good stuff, and I'll be back in just a second. It's just gonna be a lot of repetitive placing that I don't think you guys want to sit through the whole thing. All right, so I went ahead and filled in this area, got it looking all super cool. I think it looks awesome. I love it. We do have a little wheelbarrow here, which I think is adorable. We have some wisteria growing up this lattice that I made, a little bit of vine, and then just a bunch of different kinds of plants. We've got some prickly pear, some other cactus, and this is actually large cactuses that I just sunk into the ground. We've got a watermelon that I attached to another plant, and the same thing with the pineapple to look like they're actually growing. But yeah, just a bunch of different plants and flowers. Got some goldenrod. I do think that we should probably take one of these and add it into the wheelbarrow, just for a nice little touch. I think that'll look nice. Put that in there, raise it up, and is not resting on anything. Well, that's okay. We'll just go like this. Now it looks like, I don't know, like a little reason for it to be there. And we could even go back into construction, and maybe we could put the rope in here. You know, maybe. Oh, it's tiny. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Have the rope be in here. But I mean, have it like actually. There we go. Yeah, and then maybe. Nah, that's the only bucket. We've already used that. What else could we do? This is gonna be big, right? Yeah. What if we flipped this guy up like this and had it leaning on the side? I think that could be neat. Or it could just be too much. I think it's too much. That's all we need. So now we have so much empty space that I think would look much better if it was filled with trees and plants, because who doesn't love trees and plants? right, everybody. So we have a bunch of new trees and plants and ferns and whatever word you want to use. We have a lot of foliage surrounding our two actual guest facility buildings. I added a little bit over here, which I will probably take away when we redo the bathrooms. But I think this is looking absolutely awesome. I mean, we've got color, we've got and we've got like a sense of privacy in this area. Like, it really makes it feel like it is an area of its own, which is how I want it to feel. And I think that it frames this area quite nicely, which, if you'll remember, was something that I struggled with at the beginning of this series quite a bit. But yeah, I think this is looking really cool. I mean, if we just take a look out at our zoo from above, I mean, it's coming along. We still have a lot to do. I would love if we had a path coming, like if we had habitats and exhibits all the way over here. That would be awesome. I don't know how far we're gonna get, but we will certainly fill up these spaces. And I think next episode, I am gonna get an animal to go up here, and we are gonna set up this area so that we can get this transport ride running. We've got to get it, powered and tested and all of that stuff. And if it ends up losing money because people don't want to get on it just for one animal, that's fine. We are doing quite well money-wise. It's February, so we don't have much to look at, but I mean, we are doing pretty well. Let's do one last look at our animals, just see if we need to do any maintenance. Fernanda had babies again, so we have a bunch of caimans, which is just absolutely insane. There's so many of them. I released a bunch of our Galapagos giant tortoises back into the wild, and I got Marco and Mercedes off of contraceptives. Oh, look at this. Alanza is all grown up. Look at her. Adorable. She is gonna go into the wild. Let's do it. Bye. There she goes. Let's see if we have anyone else. Ah, turtles. The terrapins. These guys. We have so many llamas, but I mean, they like a whole lot of people, so that's okay. Let's see, this is captive birth. Captive birth, keep these two. Awesome, and then we just need a male red-eyed tree frog. So what in here is so much money? It's the turtles. They are like 800. Wow, that one's both of these. That's crazy. Okay, so if you are in a zoo of your own and you need to make some extra cash, get the diamondback terrapins, because they are worth a lot of money. Okay, that is awesome. We need a male red-eyed tree frog. Would have been easier to go from Z to A. Here we go. Here's our guy, Miguel. Let's go, buddy. Okay. We didn't get to fixing up this area, but maybe we'll do that next episode, or maybe we'll just leave it for a bit. It doesn't bother me too much. It is over there in the corner. At some point, we definitely will be making it look like an actual building. Maybe doing some sort of overhang so that the paths are covered. But I think that is all that I have for you all today. I love what we did here. I think that looks really awesome. And it just looks a lot better than just having the barrier there. But who are you? Lasta. I think You might be going to the bathroom, so maybe we'll pick someone else. Who are you? Come on. Come ya. Come ya. Yeah. Let's hang out with our llamas. Absolutely frickin' adorable. Alright, everyone. Well, thank you so very much for watching. I have been Hot Snake, and this is Planet Zoo Southern Vines. I will see you in the next episode.